Hello, everyone. I figured that maybe the best way to do this was make a couple of bullet points and do a voiceover touching on some of the information. So, to start, I think that motor learning probably has the largest impact on motor behavior. Now, again, all three, um, motor learning, control, and development, all three play a large role working together to develop motor behavior, since motor behavior is kind of the sum of all skilled movements and everything put together to move the musculoskeletal system, essentially. Um, now, I think that it's kind of dependent as well on age group and experience. So, as we age, as we grow older, we are constantly learning and experiencing different stimuli to develop our motor control. Um, and that learning, I think, is the base of what develops our control and our development. If we don't have the experiences, our motor control and our motor development won't develop, essentially. So coming down here to some of my bullet points from our book. Actually, I'll highlight it right here. It's made the claim that motor control is built from previous movement experience. So we can't have functional motor control without the motor learning from that experience. Now, also, coming up to another book by Schmidt and Lee, 2014, actually a book that I used from when I was an undergrad. It was suggested that, I guess at first glance, we think motor learning comes before motor control, but they suggest it's kind of awkward to present information to learn when there is no base of motor control. Now, I think that's obviously true, but in terms of babies, when newborns come into the world, they don't have any experience whatsoever with any type of motor control. So they don't have any experience of moving or already walking or anything like that. So their motor control is lacking quite a bit, and they're kind of going through that awkward stage of motor learning, and that's where all of that falling and crawling and kind of uncoordinated movements happen. So kind of going back to that, I think that's probably the base of everything, is the learning. If there is no learning, there is not going to be any functional motor control, and there's not going to be any development from that. Again, that's that constant learning, just like learning in school from reading books and everything like that. And then that development is the sharpening of motor behavior, kind of enhancing on those skills a little bit. And I think that kind of comes from the already structured motor control, which comes from the motor learning itself. And we're constantly motor learning, even if we're an advanced athlete. Coming up to where am I at? Up to this position here, where athletes have already developed a lot of that motor control. But again, they are constantly going through motor learning. Everything always comes back to this position here, so we can enhance this control and continue the development. So I hope that kind of gives a little bit of an idea. I'm looking forward to getting some responses so I can maybe clear things up that I didn't touch on, or if anybody has any differing opinions on this. I'm looking forward to kind of exchanging some ideas and information. I'm looking forward to hearing some other people's replies. Thanks.